Don't know why I'm doing that formation, but whatever.
Crystal Palace come here looking every inch the semi-finalists, having done a thoroughly convincing job on the same opponents in part one of this tie. The mood, of course, therefore, is good, certainly if you belong to the right camp. The question in their minds, not whether their team will progress, but can they do it with real style? We are soon, very soon, to receive the answer to that. This must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. Well, 1 foot firmly in the semi-finals, now to complete the job.
Yeah, it's hard not to see it that way after such a convincing first crack at it. This team ought to ooze confidence and be able to recreate the authority and control. They've said all the right things in the build-up, now they've got to go out and practice what they preach. Sometimes that can backfire.
And away we go. Thank you.
Crystal Palace made the most of their home advantage, winning the first leg. They're in a position where a semi-final place is all but theirs. Can he put it away?
Good start.
There's
Brilliant start.
And what a start! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
First shot, first goal, hooray.
Crystal Palace take the lead, landing the first significant blow in what is certainly a significant contest. And the weighted pass, cut out in the nick of time. Jay Rodriguez. Xavi. And help's available out wide. Gets into some space.
Oh, Santi's so short.
In comes the corner. And that's been levered clear. Xavi will try cutting inside here. That's gone a long way up and away. And it's Adriano. Timely intervention. And it's hoisted clear. He's had a look. Now it's Cazorla. Cazorla crosses in a low one.
Heavy touch.
Cuts it out. And the counter is on. Going for goal!
Oh.
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
whacks it away. There has been just the early goal here, and the score is 1-0. Just brushed off the ball there. And he's made certain that won't get through. And now they can launch a counter. Adriano. Cazorla.
Ah, too much on that one.
Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now. Crystal Palace with a set-piece chance.
Yeah. Ooh, way too high. The hell?
He's gone out for a throw-in. Looking to shoot!
Huzzah! Own goal. Own goal. Oh dear.
Well, that wasn't in the script, and you have to feel for it, Peter. It's ended in some embarrassment.
Fortuitous as it may have been, they all count one. Gets it back.
Oh, what? Why?
Keeper's got good distance on that. Good ball. Face to face with the keeper. And he's
Well done.
searching through. Good run. Ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. Crystal Palace are in control here on the brink of half-time. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Down by a lack of accuracy.
Brilliant.
And it's been taken straight back. Away from immediate danger. Aimed long and direct. He's got away. A chance! It's got through. Here it is. Has a pop! It's in! And right on half-time. That is telling.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds.
And we hit half-time, so a really good half of football, 3 goals and just one separating them.
Well, it remains very delicately poised, and based on the promise we've seen through the first 45 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if this takes another twist or two. It certainly would be in keeping.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And we're off again. Carrick. The ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Xavi tried to play it through.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Ball's loose. Who's getting there? Xavi. Defenders on the back foot.
Wow.
Now it's Cazorla. Fires it in low. Has a hit.
Way
It's
out.
anyone's
Way,
ball.
way too far away.
Forward it goes. Played back in. He slid it through.
Oh my god, again with this inaccurate friggin' low passing. Holy hell.
Cleared without complication. Campbell. Filip Juricic looking to get on the end of this. He's left his man. Juricic.
But no. Oh, I've got the ball anyway, what the hell?
Offside.
What's the point going offside now?
Look, I know
The
our
damn ball.
vantage point is very different, but he looked on.
Now it's Campbell, and he's away. Well read, he sorted that out. Little accusatory stare there tells the whole story.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Wow.
Big chance! Goal!
Luka
This
Jovic.
is getting better and better.
That keeping was just horrid.
Really outwitted one-on-one. Once more, he gets the better of the keeper.
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
He almost missed it as well, which is funny.
Both sides then taking this chance
Zanetti
to
on
turn
to
to their
Santi.
benches.
Okay.
Filip Juricic does not look at all happy, does he? Needed a better pass there. He's played him through.
Oh, it's too much on it. Too much on it, sir. Too
The
much.
ball is out of play. So the manager making the last of his changes. Now it's Teo. And here's the chance to counter. He's picked him out. He's come through and he's had a quick look inside. He'll have a dig! He's had a go!
Ooh, they're really defending now.
Safety. A real chance to break. Referee's given a throw. Here's a change that was in the
Should
offing.
have it off till it's
Last
gone.
one allowed.
Alright. It's a bit early, but they done doesn't last one anyway.
Christian Teo looking to run onto it. Talisca looking to break out here. Someone looks like he's in need of protection here.
Yeah, and if he's allowed time on the ball, it opens up a wealth of other possibilities.
Jay Rodriguez.
Ooh, he's got him
Going
again.
after it.
Almost got him again.
He's
All
been
right.
bundled over. That is
All
a
right.
foul.
I don't know why it passed over there for.
And it's Zanetti.
Okay, could just stop.
And he's onside. Plays it back. He's had a shot. And that has been clubbed away. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. He's gone for it.
Ooh.
Good stop. That wasn't easy.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class weight.
Thank you.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence.
We're late for it now, but whatever.
And the header! Turns and goes back. Adriano. He's had a shot!
Oh. Another corner.
And he's cut it out.
We win.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. And on to the semi-final. Another hurdle cleared. Next up, the penultimate step. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Yeah, and a result that was true to form. A big team beating a not-so-big team, and a lesson dealt.
None of these guys are under now, which is very annoying. Don't know why.
Welcome everyone to a part of the world where the game of football is so important. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building up here as we head towards kick-off. It's a bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. Notwithstanding that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good. There's a smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and the game will be underway very shortly. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. We have already started here. Whistle's gone, that's
Really?
Foul. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Forward it goes. Benteke. Candreva looking to get on the end of this. Going through. Candreva plays it back. And the ball's come out. Can he score?
Oh, close, very
well
close.
to get to that.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Gets up to head it! Oh, the
Bloody
keeper's
hell.
done ever so well.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Needless to say, he was expecting a better ball than that. He's through. Now it's Benteke. Benteke plays it out to the wing. And the finish! Talisca. In for the follow-up.
Ah, goddamn.
He's got away with one there.
Well, the work rate to win the ball back was fantastic, and it set up the opportunity. That's great effort.
Tries lifting it over. Decent looking ball. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Was too timid to make it through the defence. It'll be noted and improved upon, I'm sure.
Out towards the flank.
Oh, what now?
Whistle's gone, that's a foul.
Oh, come on.
Well, when the options aren't quite present in the box, it's the crosser's interest to hold on for the support.
Mitrovic!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
Good challenge, he just stood firm. Looks to thread it through. A real chance to break.
God damn it.
Boots it to safety. Tries his
Oh!
what
Oh
a goal!
my God.
Oh, that
Talisca.
is a gem!
Wonderful.
Oh, that is out of this world. Terrific improvisation and execution.
What a goal. Talisca.
Crystal Palace take the lead, 1-0.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
They'll have a dig!
Oh, come on.
A great save, real class.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Aimed long and direct. That's great strength on the ball. He's got away.
Well, there's nobody actually coming up front. It's annoying.
Gets it upfield. Just brushed off the ball there. Zanetti gets into the right position to intercept. Candreva. Good ball. Benteke. And Benteke!
Benteke!
And already they're looking to run away with it.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Crystal Palace get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Some good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? Candreva demonstrating fabulous determination. He just will not be beaten. He's left his man. Zanet, can he finish?
Oh, damn.
Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Zanetti really has just learned the lesson there. Your focus cannot lapse, even slightly.
Fulham, very keen on the aerial route.
Look, if you're good at it and instructed to carry on doing it, then
Shoots!
Jesus, man.
Same again.
Come on.
Same outcome.
Crystal Palace really putting a few chances together here. Taking one can only add to such good momentum now.
And it's Mitrovic. Now it's Benteke. Talisca. Big chance. Talisca! More pressure on the opposition goal. And that's been levered clear.
Come on.
Heaves it
Why would you
forward.
fall over then? Why?
The whistle goes for half-time. So your views on the first half?
Crystal Palace are 2 up and everything is shaping nicely. The only criticism, it could have been 3.
Crystal Palace in control at half-time, 2-0. Here we go again then. Crystal Palace have a very fine defensive record over recent games. Timely intervention. Zanet. Deftly done.
Oh, come on.
Gets it out. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Very promising.
Crystal Palace seem to have chosen a tougher route through the middle. That was easily read and dealt with.
Why has it changed the person? My
Fires it
God.
in low. And now they can launch a counter. Kearney. As they might, they just couldn't get into an attacking area. Played out to the right. Has it out wide now. He's got away. In he flies! And he's there to make a great save.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
And he's there to hoof it away. Sessegnon plays it forward. Mitrovic. Kearney. He's through the middle.
Well, we don't need to guess that they expect plenty of ball into the box.
It's quite a crowd scene in the middle now.
Well, it's a situation that requires resilience now and plenty of fighting spirit. It has to be matched.
Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Benteke looking to run onto it. Benteke. Candreva. That's pretty clear.
Bloody hell.
The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done. Well, this certainly fits the bill when it comes to
Oh,
the man
get
for
out of the way.
occasion.
Talisca with a real chance here. Talisca!
Higher up.
Gets it back. That's gone a long way up and away. Sessignon is going to run down the left wing. Tries to get it forward quickly. Out to the left it goes. It's got through to him. Is it in?
Ooh, good save.
Fulham, their final change. That'll go straight through to the keeper. And it's Mitrovic. Aimed long and direct, and it's got through. This is promising. That's a hit!
Good save.
Well, he couldn't get hold of it. Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? Over to the left. Going through. Candreva. Talisca is now the subject of some adhesive marking.
Yeah, Peter, and it looks like this defence will looking to shoot.
Ah,
Oh, extraordinary.
Oh, look, I don't want to sound too dismissive, but from here, that looks the harder thing to do.
Checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Almost nothing left on the clock here. Fulham are desperately trying to save their European dream here. Sessignon. Mitrovic. Jay Rodriguez. Forward it goes. It's anyone's ball. That's a throw. Talisca. Benteke gets on the end of it. And he's got good distance. Who's chasing? Has he picked him out? Oh, really good feet from him. Benteke.
oh my.
The ball had a shot.
That was not a shot. Wow. Why? Okay, that was
And
weird
time is
ending,
up.
but hey ho.
Crystal Palace did it. Terrific team effort to satisfy both the boss and the fans. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
Well, that's the lot for now. Thanks to you, Jim, and goodbye.
$92 points. Hot damn. Challenge the world's best. Too old. I don't want old people. Yes. Man, calm down. Ooh, so Madrid versus Palace, Juventus versus Atletico. Hot damn. And then we go to nobody's been players yet, but got him in 2 of those friggin' kind of matches. Jesus Christ. I need to actually not have my strongest team out for this one because I'm facing Madrid anyway.
Well, good day to you on a grey day here, which promises rain, but promises way beyond that what should be a really good game of football. The stands are packed here, people have done everything they can to get here. Indeed, the roads outside were pretty badly clogged, but I think most of the traffic issues have been settled, and indeed, I think most people have now got through the turnstiles and are well covered up against the elements, whatever they may throw at us over the next hour or two. This one of the great amphitheatres of the game. You are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. The action has already started. So this is round 2 between these two sides who have already met once this season. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
This is a tricky one, but you know, I'm going to go for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain because he can be, I think, a key element. He's essentially a very attacking player who wants to be at the sharper end of things, but he has the maturity to play in midfield too and knock it about. A combination his manager must be very grateful for.
Okay, interesting. Now the breakaway. And he's cut it out. And it's hoisted clear. Salah breaks on here. Mane clips one through. Looking to shoot. This could fall anywhere. Crystal Palace are the form side of the moment. 5 wins on the bounce. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Coaxed through there. Mane gets his foot in there.
Good enough.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Loose ball, who's going to get there? Now it's Wijnaldum. Firmino. Can he finish?
Save.
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Mohamed Salah goes short. Chance! Can he score?
Jesus.
There's a goal! And Liverpool score first.
Oh well.
Adan perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
Big occasion, big goal, crucial lead.
Yeah, although that first goal is a welcome boost, they can't afford to ease off now. To do that would simply be inviting danger.
It's good distance on it. Gatia goes looking. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Here it comes. Adriano hits one.
Santi!
Really well taken goal. They have come roaring back.
Well done.
He was urged to shoot, and he duly delivered.
I just think it's clever positioning from clever movement, and when all of that is synchronised with the right pass, that's what happens.
Santi Cazorla! God knows how he actually meant to get that, but whatever.
Crystal Palace grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Oh, I think the coach will really be annoyed with that. The players were still thinking about their goal. They just got caught napping.
Ball's loose, who's getting there? Adriano. Can he find a finish? And the finish!
Wow.
Back of the net!
Hassan
And the
Asif.
game is well and truly turned on its head. Jim, your thoughts?
Yeah, and teamwork was key to that. A beautiful piece of engineering to set him free in the box.
Crystal Palace take the lead.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Now it's Mohamed Salah. Oh, good ball. Offside, yep, looks it.
Yeah, it looks like he did make his move just a smidgen too early.
And he just whacks it away. Firmino has been included in the starting 11 for the first time in some weeks. Well, here is the raid we were told to expect. Brings it forward.
Nope, not there.
It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. He's played him through. Shade too heavy. Keeper can pick that up.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Xavi. He's made sure that that won't get through. Chamberlain tries to get it forward quickly. Mohamed Salah needed to come up with a better ball.
Mohamed Salah encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
And it's Firmino. It's a loose ball. We've reached half-time. Oh, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. And we are up to the break.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
Crystal Palace leading by 1 in a finely poised game. It is intriguing to watch and could easily go either way. Here we go again. Liverpool very impressive in their last outing and brilliantly orchestrated by the manager.
That was a terrible
He's
shot.
a manager who understands how
I didn't even pronounce your name.
and the timing of substitutions. If needed, he's quick to make changes.
Playing Master League, so I can't really
I
do
just
that.
think he has more than a plan B.
Wijnaldum. Chamberlain. Benatia. Keita. Chamberlain. Mohamed Salah. Firmino. Oh, well defended. That had to be done.
Oh, God.
Klein. Firmino. And a shot!
Oh, just missed.
Saved only by poor finishing.
Oh, no, that was a chance. What a chance.
Chamberlain. Cazorla. Adriano. Dashing forward at pace.
Really? Why is it always a flash
Determined running there, but one back by the defence.
Oh, look, his determination needed to be greater than the obstacle he was faced with, and it wasn't.
Back into the middle. Shoot!
Xavi!
No mistake!
Hot damn.
And this is getting better and better. A pretty simple finish in the end. What do you think, Jim?
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier.
Crystal Palace take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
Flags up, he must have been offside.
He may have been caught offside, but Firmino may have been born offside, but he'll continue playing on the shoulder of the last defender, I can tell you.
Can't get the better of his opposite number. Gets it upfield. Now it's Roberto Firmino.
Oh, what? Why? Why?
And he heaves it forward.
Good enough.
Mohamed Salah with the short one. Goes for the cross. And that's been levered clear. Klein hits that long. Got a sight of goal here. And a shot!
Oh.
That could spell. And the follow-up.
Wow.
Just off target.
Firmino certainly could have and should have made more of that.
Fabinho was in the starting side last time out. Firmino. That's your great challenge. Crystal Palace haven't made a substitution yet.
This might need to take Santi
direct.
off.
Cazorla. He's left his man.
God damn.
Defending was physical, no nonsense, and it had to be. And it's Xavi. He's had a goal!
Ooh, Adriano, so close.
That would have been game, set and match.
Well, that ought to have wrapped it up, Peter. He may well regret that, you know.
Time for a change in personnel. Here's a poor kick by the keeper, being intercepted.
This defence is wary about opposition pace.
So they're just not getting too tight.
Yeah, they know that if they step up, their keeper could get a whole lot busier.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. It'll be a throw-in. Crystal Palace, their final change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And he's there to hoof it away. So who's he picking out? Xavi. He's gone for it!
That was a very weird shot.
Rampant.
That was a very weird shot. Hot damn.
And they are
Oh
pulling
well.
clear here.
Very good.
Oh, you've got to say the odds on him missing from there were very slim.
Yeah, it looks simple, Peter, but it requires intelligent use of space and good understanding to pull it off.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. Forward it goes. Firmino, good challenge, he just stood firm. Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Mathieu brings the ball forward, defender's on the back foot. He's through, now is he in? Going for goal!
Oh, Adriano again.
That is wayward.
That was not a great shot that time. It was quite a crap shot.
Liverpool decided now is the time to make their final change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Bloody hell.
Been caught there.
Why? What is with this freaking game sometimes? Oh god. Literally zero need for Saka. Zero need. I don't know who even came on or off. Charging Uka and Santi on for Jay Talisco and Lesego. Okay. Why not? That winning I actually be like confused. There we go.
And that's that. Crystal Palace winners after an absolutely outstanding game. Fabulous drama as they dragged it back from behind, made it happen and won. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Yeah, they had a game plan which was about hammering away in central positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
So we've reached the end of our coverage for today. Many thanks to Jim Beglin alongside me.
Bro, 95 points for Palace. Seriously. It's actually ridiculous. John's form is poop. But E1.
Well, hello, good evening to everybody. You are joining us for semi-final action. It is a pleasure to have you with us. Expectation levels are rising. The atmosphere really something here. One glance and you know where we are. It is one of the most recognisable arenas for the beautiful game in the world. And boy, does it add to the occasion. So just one more step for a date with destiny. Few games come bigger than this one.
Yeah, and the first leg of a semi-final, you can't guarantee passage into the final, obviously, just yet. But you can make life quite hard for yourself, Peter, second leg. So you've got to expect it to be tight and tense. This atmosphere sounds perfect for the occasion. And it's a case of releasing your best now and just finding a stronger edge, letting the opposition know what you're all about. And it's going to be tough next time round too.
There's the whistle. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, I've got to go for a man who rarely makes a mistake, Thibaut Courtois. A great shot stopper, but then again, so are most other keepers. But what sets him apart, for me, is the way he commands his box. And that he does with supreme authority.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. And the shot!
Dude, you are saying what?
Goal.
What are you saying about him?
Listen, the big names...
First shot, first goal.
For precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt. And here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Talisca with the smoothest one-on-one finish. He is one very cool customer.
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
Madrid didn't expect this, that's for sure. What can they do now? Marco Asensio. Zanetti plays it forward. Zanetti. Well read, he sorted that out. Little accusatory stare there tells the whole story.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Candreva. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Cleared without complication. Borja Mayoral.
What kind of freaking name?
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Ortega! And the ball's come out.
That's, oh, why are you calling offside after I frigging passed the ball? That's so random. Also, it's a shot, not a pass.
Sergio Ramos tries to get it forward quickly. Borja Mayoral.
Okay.
Forward it goes. Borja Mayoral.
Seriously, that name is actually horrible.
Marco Asensio! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Madrid just served up a reminder of how good they can be on the break. Their method is clear.
Aimed long and direct. And it's Marco Asensio. Just brushed off the ball there. Ortega, chance to break. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Carrick tried to play it through.
Carrick clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Marco Asensio, out wide to the right. Hit into the middle.
Wow, what the hell?
It's gone out. Casemiro. Talisca. Well, they could break here. It's got through to him. The shot's on!
Ooh, okay. That was an interesting save.
Wasn't easy.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Nacho boots it to safety.
Yoink.
Isco. Borja Mayoral. Dashing
Name
forward
is
at
actually
pace.
horrible. Oh. Okay, okay, that was weird.
For the referee. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. He just whacks it away. Isco.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Zanetti. He's had a shot!
Ooh.
And he's there to make a great save.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Up to meet it!
Ooh.
With his head, but
close.
couldn't steer it in. Looking to break out here. Loose ball, who's going to get there? Modric goes looking. Ortega.
Seriously.
The whistle goes for half-time. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football. But London still had its moments, and ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
A lead that's fully justified for me. They've shown some excellent counter-attacking now, so it's paying dividends.
Crystal Palace head into the dressing room, pleased with the thought that they have that all-important lead. Analysis to come during the break.
But there's never an
Already into
analysis.
the second period. Crystal Palace carrying a one-goal lead. Now it's Candreva. Trout calling for him to shoot.
Sergio Ramos just did
close.
a brilliant job there. It was one of those all-or-nothing commitments, and he came up trumps.
And it's Isco. Out to the left it goes. Laid back in. Marco Asensio has a goal! Talisca, whose goal-scoring skills have already been evident. Forward it goes. He's gone for it!
Ooh.
That is a great ball, but not a great finish.
The timing of the pass and run was exquisite.
See when he's slightly slow. Just slightly slow.
Borja Mayoral.
Offside.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Mayoral only needed to check his run slightly, and he was in the clear.
He wasn't.
Knocks it away.
This defence is wary about opposition pace.
So they're just not getting too tight.
Yeah, they know that if they step up, their keeper could get a whole lot busier.
Oh, that's clearly not what he wanted to do. Borja Mayoral. Talisca. He's played him through, and the flag has stayed down. Talisca. And the finish!
There we go.
They've scored!
So switch up a little bit because Tino is a bit slow.
2 up and threatening to pull clear.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. It was all very well drilled.
So ball's got out of play.
This goes coming off for Gareth Bale.
Upcoming. Crystal Palace get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
Floats one over. Tries to get it forward quickly. Sergio Ramos sends it forward with interest. Hoists it high. Marco Asensio. Crunching tackle.
Bloody hell.
Shots on. He's Bale. This could fall anywhere.
Really?
He's done very well to get to that.
Well, that was high-class
Well done, Lambert,
goalkeeping
well
there
done.
to back up his high-class wage.
Played it short. Bale crosses in a low one. Shakes the shoot.
Shit me.
What about it? We have got ourselves a game here.
Listen, goals change games, and that has changed the whole complexion of this one. They have the momentum now.
More than
Seriously?
happy to take
What's
the
the-
muscular approach.
These side tackles are getting a bit
Excellent
ridiculous.
tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Zanetti gets into the right position to intercept. Bernardeschi. Zanetti.
Madrid are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted.
And the weighted Bernardeschi!
I swear to God.
That could come back to haunt them.
Bernardeschi knows only too well how important the chance was. He snatched at it.
Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi. Timely intervention.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Going through. Chant has a hit.
Oh.
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Crystal Palace just have to run down the clock. Bernardeschi. He's got away.
What?
Going for goal.
What the hell?
Decent enough try. Well, there's going to be a change now with the ball out of play.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Aimed long and direct. Jay Rodriguez. And that's
Yes.
that.
Okay.
A huge result.
Whatever.
A place in the next round is theirs to lose now. Success on away territory, a lead to protect at home. It is looking really good. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Crystal Palace were very impressive here, Peter. The backbone of this team is so strong, and it proved to be...
Adriano, Telesco, Rendell, and Candreva. Please, G's and P's. That's a brilliant picture, isn't it? 10 wins. I don't care enough. No, we win anyway. 98 points. Yeah, he's already going down already, fuck's sake. Well done. Go Ace. Oh wow, okay, this is not good. I feel like I have less strikers now. Oh, wait a minute. Why do I have less strikers? What the hell's happened here? Oh, whatever.
A warm welcome to you, no matter where you may be tuning in from. It is advantage to the hosts in this battle for a place in the final. It certainly, in terms of scoreline and venue, favours them, but it is a tight set of circumstances at the moment, and this is a tie which is a long way yet from having been decided. Welcome to everyone who has joined us, wherever you are in the world. Everybody is eager to go. Just a few I's to dot and T's to cross. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue. Quite a sight to behold. Well, a repeat performance of the first 90 minutes would do it for the home side, but they'll have to do it against a very desperate opponent who will just keep on going in search of the ball. Shapes to shoot! Oh, the ball's come loose! Modric can hoist it clear.
God damn it.
Chance to break. It's Casemiro. Ortega. Gabi. Attempts to play it through.
Oh, that was terrible.
Wide. He's done well to reach that. Forward it goes. Modric.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Cuts it out. Just brushed off the ball there. Tries to get it forward quickly. Well played, he saw that coming. Isco. Now it's Icardi.
Well done.
The assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Yeah, that's a good spot and a good call.
Now it's Gavi. It's on a plate. Shoots!
Luka!
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 Drawn. Lovely goal. Perfect poise to set himself for the strike. Crystal Palace give themselves the perfect start. Can they build on it? Now it's Isco. Chance to shoot. Goes for goal. And he's there to make a great save.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
And he's going way out. Bloody hell.
Away from immediate danger. They've played it short.
Go, Luka, go!
Gabi goes long. Right through the middle. There's no flat. Has a pop!
Well done, well done, well done, well done, well
And
done.
already they're looking to run away with it.
Oh, the invitation was
What a
received
ball.
with such a clever run, and he had that defence in utter confusion.
So now the difference is 3.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. He's found his man. Room for a shot. Shot and goal!
Oh, he's trying it now after seeing Talisca do it.
Nearly, but nearly is
Jesus
nothing.
Christ.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Benzema. Gabi. Gabi. And it's Xavi.
Bloody hell.
I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Just the keeper to beat!
But he didn't beat the keeper, so whatever.
Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Benzema. Now it's
Wow, keeper. Wow, he just stood there.
Found the net. Well, from right in front of goal, there was no way he was going to miss.
Yeah, and teamwork was key to that. A beautiful piece of engineering to set him free in the box.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? He's got through. Modric does well there, alert. Isco. Casemiro. Decent looking ball. And Icardi! He's done very well to get to that.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
And it's been taken short. Carvajal hits it first time.
Bloody hell.
A really close shave and the last action of the first half. So a really good half of football, 3 goals and just one separating them.
Well, we've had plenty to go at in that first half, Peter, and it's a fragile lead that could quite easily change hands in the second. If you like your football unpredictable,
he's had a goal!
There we go.
It's in! A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control.
Very nice. And that's for free for him.
One-on-one. Once more, he gets
Yeah, you hit the goalpost. You hit the goalpost,
yeah,
keeper.
He always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
He snaffles his third, and that earns him the match ball.
Oh, he's been unstoppable in this match. Every single time he's been in possession, he's looked a threat.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. Modric. Now it's Benzema. Benzema. The ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Gabi. Ortega. Aimed long and direct. Plays it out to the flank. He's got away. Plays it back. Shots on. Isco goes looking.
No space whatsoever.
Danger averted for now. Now it's Icardi. It's a promising ball. Now it's Isco. Benzema can shoot here.
Yeah, he was under pressure to get that exactly right, and he couldn't even think of the consequences. It was instinctive and rock solid. This defence just doesn't trust itself to play a higher line.
Frighten the people getting in behind.
Yeah, absolutely. It just opens up the opportunity of not only strikers getting behind, but the runners from midfield too.
Now it's Benzema. Gabi, 3 assists to his credit already. And he's there to hoof it away. Xavi. It's anyone's ball. Adriano!
God damn.
Lingered over it, and the chance to counter had gone.
Peter, the best counter-attacks are pacey and incisive, we know that, and that one never really got going.
So, time for
Santi off,
Tino
on.
Actually. Up to meet it!
Oh!
Oh, great save, real class.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Little accusatory stare there tells the whole story.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Looking to shoot.
Luka!
And the lead is extended still further.
Crystal Palace are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Xavi off, Jay on.
He is the man. Crystal Palace making another change here.
Yeah, their position is a dominant one now, Peter, so introducing one of the youngsters for some added experience is bang on.
And it's Isco. Benzema. Oh, he shapes the shoots. He scores!
Very interesting.
Well, that always looked the likely outcome.
Well, he
And
made
Isco just
it
came.
obvious as to
Isco
when
just scored and
action
is coming
played,
off.
Peter, and
God's
it
sake.
made the finish look that bit easier.
Crystal Palace chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes.
Really care about
Still
this.
trying to make a game of this. And he's got good distance. Who's chasing? That intervention was very necessary. Timely intervention. Carvajal gets rid without sophistication.
Oh, there's nobody there. God's sake.
Modric. And the counter is on. So not long left in this now. They have one foot in the final. Daniel Carvajal plays it long. Mathieu gets into the right position to intercept. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Daniel Carvajal clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
He's left his man. Goes for goal.
People just managed to see the ball.
Carvajal gets good distance on it. Ceballos. Marco Asensio.
Thank you.
Shoots!
Luka
Gets it away!
with 5.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
How many more does he want? Madrid have decided now is the time to make their final change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded. And
Jesus.
There is the final whistle. Crystal Palace have done it. Into the final, and they can taste glory now. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
well, to go this far,
How does it feel
with substance
to be beaten by Crystal Palace? God, so the season ain't even finishing yet. Crying out loud. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can go out here with that. You're old. Go away. No. Ooh, Ben Arthur. I will take that, actually. Well, and doesn't want much money either. I'll take that Ben Arthur deal. Why does Herrera and Sinestro look so similar? That's weird, not putting. Also, I don't need any more defensive midfielders. Won't you follow me? Bloody hell, everyone's just going down. Into the jungle. Everyone's in it, you can play second striker. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Into the jungle.
What a lovely, lovely day. Absolutely glorious weather here as we welcome you to a football match of considerable significance, great consequence in this part of the world. They've been talking about this one for a while and they have rolled up to it in fantastic numbers. You should have seen the roads outside the ground in the hour or two leading up to it. It has been bumper to bumper, the traffic has been extraordinary, but the level of expectation is also very, very high. And these supporters who were queuing round the block for their tickets as soon as we knew
Yoink.
the date of the fixture, well now they can't wait for it to begin. And can he score? Hoofs it forward. Forward it goes. Well, they could break here. It's Benteke. Crystal Palace are the most prolific team in the league this season. Gabby. Now it's Gabby. And he just whacks it away. Good idea, just poorly executed.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Crystal Palace were imperious when the two sides last met. Up to meet it!
Oh, bloody hell.
Good delivery, but no joy.
Crystal Palace can defend those situations better by stopping the crosser at source.
Candreva. Must score, and the shot!
God damn, Zanetti, come on.
Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
It didn't quite come off on this occasion, but it only needs a gentle tweak.
His shooting is not great.
And it's Carrick. Cuts it out. Benteke. Nicely measured pass. Zanetti, he's onside. Flags up.
Just, it seems, but just is enough.
Ah, come on.
Butland sends that a long way. And it's Benteke. Zanetti. And now they can launch a counter. Looking for space out wide. Ramadan Sobhi needed to come up with a better ball.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
Carrick is demanding it out wide. Carrick. Ramadan Sobhi scored a late equaliser in their last game when he pounced on that delicious delivery. He'll have a go.
He has no shot power on him at all.
Aimed long and direct. Done very well to intervene. Candreva. Cleared without complication. Bimmer did really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. And it's Choupo-Moting. Ramadan Sobhi plays a clever pass.
Offside.
And the flag's up.
It may have been caught offside, but, well, Peter, from experience, defenders, I can tell you, hate those runs in behind.
Choupo-Moting.
Actually, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. My God.
Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, the most exciting sight on a football pitch. He had too much trickery for that defence. Brilliant.
Carrick. Gorgeous control there. Now it's Candreva. He's had a goal!
Oh, good save.
And he's there to make a great save.
Gabby sparked a tremendous stop there, and I think it's fair to add, he just wasn't expecting it.
Fence has got rid of that. Marquisio. Zanetti. Shot at goal!
Oh my God, seriously.
Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Knocks it away. Candreva. Hits one!
Jesus, come on.
He's done very well to get to that.
Carrick really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper then, but how wrong he was.
deep.
Oh, finally.
Skipper's goal.
Bloody hell.
Well, it's so hard to keep someone with his
Well done.
enthusiasm and his energy quiet. Second best will never be accepted in the world he lives in, and the timing of his goal won't be lost on him. It's crucial.
A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
He's put himself now in position to compete for the top scorer's title.
It was an interesting goal, to say the least.
Oh, what? Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now. Reflections on the first half?
Crystal Palace merit their advantage on the balance of play. They did most of the probing and got their reward, although they should have a bigger lead. Could come back to haunt them.
Crystal Palace going to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0. If you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Crystal Palace carrying a one-goal lead. Carrick goes for the cross, and it's hoisted clear. Zanetti, it's a loose ball. Tries to get it forward quickly. Out to the left it goes. He's got away. Ball's loose. Who's getting there? Marquisio. And it's Shaqiri. It's broken loose. The defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again.
Damn it.
We can get that clear. Here it comes. Ramadan Sobhi. Oh, this looks promising. Got to make this count.
Oh my god, seriously. What is going on? What in the hell is going on?
He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
Marquisio. That's a foul.
Really?
Free kick's been given. Safety in numbers approach to defending here.
Yeah, but dropping deep can bring more trouble.
Yeah?
Well, shots from distance and space in wider positions, besides the obvious issue of inviting most of your opposition high up the pitch.
Chance! Cantweva!
Damn.
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Candreva. Benteke. And the finish!
Benteke!
Two to the good! They have breathing space!
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front. And they really commit forward in numbers too. It was all very well drilled.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Crystal Palace take a 2-goal lead, and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Well positioned to make that interception. Vimmer. Played it out wide, but the less said about that pass, the better. It looked promising, but eventually thwarted without doing any harm. Forward it goes. Marquisio. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. He's left his man. And it's Shaqiri. Out wide to the right. The counter is on. Gabi puts his foot on the gas. Help's available out wide. Benteke. Gabi. Has a swing at it.
Oh, wow. That could not be any bloody closer.
Real class.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Massive leap.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
And they are cruising away. Great corner, and he did the rest.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Three without reply. This is becoming a stroll. Hesse. Well played, he saw that coming.
Very nice.
And that will be the final act. Crystal Palace were irresistible here. Dominant, utterly ruthless. Only ever one result. A comfortable win. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
So we've reached the end of our coverage for today. Many thanks to Jim Beglin alongside me, and we'll both see you next time.
$101 points, yeah, wow. Hot damn. Ooh, finally, you're getting some good offers now, but no. Means I need more centre backs anyway. Oh no, I've got 1, 2. 1, 2. Average rating of 5.5. Oh yeah, transfer list you anyway, so yeah. But not that price though. Shit. I'm gonna have a very tired team.
So here we go, the final act in what has been a competition that has entranced us throughout, never short on drama or emotion or talking points. This year's edition certainly does more than hold up to its predecessors. It seems this is the game in which everybody is keen to play a part. The stands are washed with colour, proud renditions of their songs from either end. It really does have all the ingredients of a top club. It is a venue this which simply adds to the spectacle of the game it stages. One of the most impressive arenas in this part of the world. And we rise now for the English national anthem.
Freaking Everton as well, of all people. Of all teams, should I say.
Three teams, Jim Beglin, with one common thought: to have their names on this famous trophy.
Yes, Peter, I've been a winning finalist and I've been a losing finalist, and I don't need to tell anyone what I preferred. Winning will help fans remember you for a long time, so I sincerely wish both teams well and hope that all the players can give a good account of themselves, and you've heard it before, may the best team do it.
And we're on the way.
They've got energy. Right.
Look, we can only hope for a final that will be free-flowing and end-to-end and highly entertaining, but fear of defeat can often dominate emotions. So
really?
Got himself a free kick.
God's sake. Okay. What the hell?
I
didn't
can't speak highly enough
whatever.
of the keeper after that save. Can't stop thinking about it.
Davis plays it short. Heave to the back post. Carrick very firm in standing his ground there. It is a tough, full contact contest. Keeper goes long. He's made sure that that won't get through. Bernard. Gomez tries to get it forward quickly. Calvert-Lewin. Now it's Bernard. Breaks on here. Benteke. Oh, that is lovely footwork. Gabby looking to get on the end of this. Oh, accusatory stare there tells the whole story.
Crystal Palace seemed to have chosen a tougher route with the middle. That was easily read and dealt with.
And it's Bernard.
Peter, we can only applaud that quality of tackle in the circumstances. It was probably goal-saving.
It's an untidy challenge. Free kick given.
Yeah? Just over.
Always going over the top.
The moans and groans are predictable. He felt compelled to try.
lacking inventiveness here. It's all broken down.
Oh.
And he's away. Now
Wonderful.
the counter. He's through. Benteke!
Oh, just missed.
Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Benteke may risk being accused of being a tad selfish. Not by me, though. It was good endeavour.
Benteke. Oh, real chance! Up he gets!
Very nice. Very, 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 very nice.
That could turn out to be a big, big goal.
Zanetti finally scoring a goal with his head, not with his foot this time. With his head.
Play on the counter, quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Crystal Palace give themselves the perfect start. Can they build on it?
Well, certainly the big occasion and a very big opening goal to boost everyone's confidence here.
He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away.
Another bloody free kick from out of nothing. God's sake. God damn it.
Away from immediate danger. Oh, good interception. Gets it upfield. A real chance to break.
Yeah, he was under pressure to get that exactly right, and he couldn't even think of the consequences. It was instinctive.
Jesus Christ.
Decent enough try.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
The ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance.
Well, there's a lot of movement out wide now.
Oh, you can certainly see that.
Well, I think it's a move to open the game up more, whether out wide or just getting a runner through the middle now.
Boots it to safety. Danger averted for now. Crystal Palace have it back and they can go again. Adriano. And it's Candreva. He's had a shot! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Davis gets good distance on it. Calvert-Lewin.
Oh my god, it's so goddamn slow. Oh my god, that was weird.
Forward it goes. Candreva. It's gone a long way up and away. Whistle's gone, and we've reached the halfway point of the final. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight. Half-time in the final, Jim. How do you read it?
Crystal Palace have the lead, and obviously it's going to be the happier dressing room at half-time, but it'll be interesting to see what they do second half. I really think that they should push on and do more of what we saw as we approached half-time.
Crystal Palace are going to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time, 1-0. We are already promptly back underway.
Crystal Palace going well
Come
here,
on.
and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
A buccaneering run from the defender. Firmly met.
Everton making a fresh attempt to release someone in behind from back to front.
Oh, come on.
This is something different.
Calvert-Lewin. Aimed long and direct. Balassi. That's been won straight back.
save.
Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Now it's Gabby. Candreva. Well read, he sorted that out. Keeper's got good distance on that. Tried to play it through.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
And it's Bolassi. Now it's Bernard. Calvert-Lewin!
God damn.
He's missed another one.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
And back to base. Keeper goes long. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Calvert-Lewin.
This defence just doesn't trust itself to play a higher line.
Right, the big Draven is fouled. Well, you might
No
think
booking
he got
though.
off lightly.
Bloody hell.
It's just a verbal warning.
All right. Could you not?
Adriano. Candreva. Benteke hits one!
There we go.
Benteke hits it!
Very nice.
They've scored! 2 up and threatening to pull clear.
Biting his shoulder. Very weird.
Benteke was quick to move in. Keeper's handling wasn't great.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who
Jay on
was
Candreva.
rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
There's going to be another change here. Crystal Palace have a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0. And Benteke!
Jesus criminy.
Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
That's what all good teams do these days. Pressing from the front is highly effective.
That has put paid to that. It was on the back foot. Into the channel. Gabby. That looks a good... A spectacular
Oh! Ooh.
Oh, it looked like
Why does he do
3-0
that?
for sure.
He'll
the hell?
be fuming with himself for not converting. He could have killed it off.
Everton have decided now is the time to make their final change. Goes long. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Now they can break here. Decent looking ball.
Everton are enjoying lots of possession, but they just can't find any penetration.
And it's Gabby. Benteke. Zanetti, who has made his impact. Rodriguez!
Oh.
And that would have been game, set and match. Minutes left on the clock. Going through. Davis plays it out to the... and shoots!
Ooh.
That is wayward. Battles to win it back. Dinks one in. He's played him through. Bernard. Cleared without complication. Puts it back. Forward it goes. Chance to shoot. Chance! Drills one in. Knocks it away. Driving on, he could shoot here. Going for goal!
Damn.
Oh, great save. Real class.
Oh, and we win.
And that may well be that. That is that. Crystal Palace have done it. It is party time as they gather to get their hands on the trophy. What a moment this is for all connected. It is a day for pride, a day of glory. Another grand chapter to be added to their glittering history.
Isn't it he got man in the match? That's interesting. And I got best manager, yay! Manages me, play the tournament, top scorer, assist leader, 5 players in team of the tournament, and so on and so on. Adriano, Tusco, Marco Carrot, Kendriven, Zanetti. Jesus. Alright, that's interesting. 3 assists. That's not a lot. 3 assists and 4 goals. Maybe because I'm considering I'm rotating people in and out as well. Doesn't exactly help. Two FA Cups. I don't want to be talking to too many people. I have no idea what I'm doing. Not too much. What's our schedule saying now? But world selection, old boys, Champions League final against Juventus and Swansea. Alright. See ya.